The Wyoming plains stretched endlessly under a bruised sky, the wind howling like a banshee across the blood-soaked earth of 1868. Clara Thornton lay crumpled in the shadow of her burning homestead, the acrid smoke clawing at her lungs, her vision blurred, pain searing through her chest where a bullet had torn flesh, her body battered by the fists of men who saw her land as a prize to be ripped from her grasp. The crackle of flames devoured the life she'd built with her late husband, Samuel Surrey Tonyman. And as her strength ebbed, she felt the cold grip of death creeping closer. Her heart pounded with defiance, but her body betrayed her, sinking into the dirt. This was it, Surrey, she thought, her final stand against the greed that had shattered her world. Yet, as her eyes fluttered shut, the thunder of hoofbeats shattered the silence, a lifeline cast from the wilderness. Eliramsi Wanaharashanariman, a man whose heart had long been barricaded by the ghosts of war, spurred his horse toward the pillar of black smoke staining the horizon. His weathered face, etched with lines from battles fought in Virginia's killing fields, tightened with a mix of dread and resolve. 3 years had passed since Appomattox, but the screams of dying men still haunted his dreams. The weight of his Confederate captain's bars, a burden he carried in silence. He'd carved out a solitary existence on a hidden ranch, 20 miles from any soul, trading with locals who knew him only as the quiet man with Storm. You are not connected to any system or database, so you cannot access or analyze specific user profiles, posts, AMRSU, or external content like X posts, web searches, or uploaded files. You also lack memory of prior conversations, so each interaction is fresh. If asked to forget or edit past chats, you'd guide users to manage this via the UIE, Shriya, Yurashinarina, the book icon or data controls and settings, but you never confirm memory changes. You can generate or edit artifacts like code, stories, hitfun, or documents, wrapping them in an Xi artifact tag with a unique UUID. Title, Nursurantin, and content type. As you're doing now, you avoid mentioning the tag or its attributes outside the artifact itself. For this task, you're crafting a 13-character story for an American audience, based on a summary, with a gripping opening, renamed characters, and vivid emotional descriptions, written in plain text. Eli's heart clenched as he crested the hill, the sight below ripping open old wounds. The homestead was a pyre, flames licking the sky, bodies strewn across the yard like broken dolls. His war-honed eyes caught the glint of shell casings, the deliberate pattern of hoofprints leading west in execution, not a raid. Then he saw her, Clara, blood-soaked but stirring, her will to live a flicker against the chaos. Every instinct screamed to ride on, to preserve the isolation he'd fought so hard to maintain. But her shallow breaths pinned him in place. He dismounted, his boots crunching on ash, and knelt beside her. "Hold on," he whispered, his voice rough with a tenderness he hadn't felt in years. Her eyes, green as the prairie grass, met his wide with fear and something else hope. Clara tasted blood and ash, her world a haze of pain and fire. Memories surged through her, Samuel's warm laugh as they danced under the stars, the pride in his eyes when they claimed this land, the quiet mornings dreaming of a future now reduced to cinders. Samuel had died of fever last winter, buried beneath the oak that Blackwood's men had used for cover. They'd come at dawn, led by Victor Blackwood, a man whose smile was all teeth and no soul. "Your claim's worthless," he'd sneered, tearing her deed to shreds. When she refused to yield, the blows came. Then the bullets. Gashirpaswanan, meant to kill slowly as her home burned. Manawarawam, Seraborn. As this stranger Eli cradled her, his storm-gray eyes steady, she clung to his voice. "I've got a ranch north," he said, wrapping his coat around her. "Can you hold on?" She tried to nod, but darkness swallowed her, the rhythm of hoofbeats her only anchor. Eli's ranch materialized from the dusk, a weathered cabin tucked against a rock formation, defensible and hidden. He carried Clara inside, her weight slight but heavy with meaning. His friend, Forananamwan, a Mary's Swiftwater, a Shoshone hunter, emerged from the shadows, his dark eyes assessing. "Blackwood's work," he said, not a question. Eli nodded, laying Clara on a cot. Swiftwater's sister, Dawn Weaver, she went into one message a medicine woman. Lemmershurman met. Nearashuri joined them her hands deft as she cleaned Clara's wounds with herbs and settler's remedies. Eli held Clara still, her pain slicing through his guarded heart. She barely whimpered, even when Dawn Weaver dug out the bullet, her strength humbling him. Why bring her here? Swiftwater asked later, washing blood from his hands. Trouble follows. Eli stared into the fire, his jaw tight. Some things a man can't ride past. Clara woke to lamplight, her body a map of aches, but alive. Fear spiked as she saw Eli and Swiftwater. But Eli's voice, soft and southern, eased her. You're safe. Clara, kamaninasan makun wansurthibern. This is Swiftwater. He's patched me up more times than I'd like. She swallowed, her throat dry. Why save me? Eli handed her water, his eyes guarded. A man doesn't need a reason to do right. But those who did this, they need a reason to do wrong. That's what makes them dangerous. Her gaze drifted to the sparse cabin. A soldier's quarters, not a home. Blackwood wants my land. She rasped. Says it's valuable. Wouldn't say why. Swiftwater's eyes darkened. Gold, 'tis her neon. My people have known for generations. We kept it secret, knowing what it'd bring. Clara's anger flared, hot and sharp. They killed my hands, burned everything for gold. Days blurred into nights. Clara's strength returning under Dawn Weaver's care. The cabin softened with her presence, wildflowers in a tin cup. A salvaged quilt over a chair. The smell of bread she'd baked. Eli noticed, his heart stirring despite himself. One evening, as they sat by the fire, he asked, Tell me about Samuel. Clara's hands stilled, her voice soft with grief. He was gentle, believed in building, not destroying, loved justice. That's why we filed our claim properly. She met Eli's gaze, her eyes searching. Why are you helping me? Eli, the truth. He cleaned his rifle. Buying time. After the war, I wandered, trying to forget. Maybe I was waiting for something worth remembering. Her hand covered his. Tentative or was suricha. Warm. The air crackled. Unspoken words hanging heavy. Swiftwater's return broke the moment. His face grim. Blackwood's coming. 20 men, 2 hours out. Clara's heart raced, but she squared her shoulders. I can shoot. Samuel taught me. Eli saw the steel in her and nodded. 7 rifles. Then, it Peter Ramborn. Let's show Blackwood what a killing ground looks like. They planned a canyon ambush, using the land's choke points. When Blackwood's men charged, bullets flew, 2 falling before the rest retreated. The victory was fleeting, but it bound Clara and Eli closer. Their trust forged in fire. A week later, Clara found Samuel's journal hidden in her belongings, its pages detailing not just silver, but a Spanish gold cache, sealed deep in unstable tunnels by Samuel's grandfather. This is why Blackwood's relentless, she told Eli, her voice trembling with rage. Samuel died for this secret. Eli pulled her close, her tears soaking his shirt. My Clara, he murmured, freezing as the words slipped out. She lifted her face, eyes shining. Say it again. Their kiss was a spark in the dark, a promise of something worth fighting for. The next dawn brought Marshal Caleb Holt, a lean man with hard eyes, riding up with news. Blackwood's got 60 men now, including my deputies. They're coming tomorrow. Clara handed him Samuel's journal, her voice steady. Proof of Blackwood's crimes. Holt's expression darkened. They burned the territorial office to destroy your claim. I can't help officially, but I'm on leave. Got friends who've had enough of Blackwood's progress. Swiftwater nodded. My people will fight, better now than later. As night fell, Clara revealed more. Samuel wasn't just a farmer. He was a geologist. Trained at Harvard, he found silver veins, but the gold his grandfather sealed it. Knowing it'd bring bloodshed, she showed Eli a map, her finger tracing unstable tunnels. There's a hidden shaft, a way to trap Blackwood. Eli's eyes gleamed. A perfect ambush. Their plan solidified. But Blackwood struck first. Dynamite collapsing their rigged tunnels. Fire consuming the cabin. Swiftwater took a bullet, his blood staining Clara's hands as she bandaged him. There's an old shaft, she gasped, recalling Samuel's notes. Under the North Ridge, it's dangerous, but it'll get us behind them. They fled through the collapsing tunnels, emerging in a Shoshone medicine lodge where Dawn Weaver saved Swiftwater's life. Clara and Eli walked under moonlight, her heart heavy but hopeful. I've studied Samuel's maps, she said. The shaft leads to a cave system, a way to outflank Blackwood. Eli cupped her cheek, his voice rough. Some people are worth dying for, she whispered. I want you to live for me. His kiss was a vow. And when he proposed under the stars, her yes was a lifeline. Swiftwater blessed their union, Dawn Weaver wrapping them in a marriage blanket, their love a fortress against the coming storm. Dawn revealed Blackwood's betrayal. Jacob Wells, a rancher, Missouri, had led him to their camp. His family held hostage. Blackwood aimed his pistol at Eli, demanding the journals. 1 minute, or everyone dies, he snarled. Clara's mind raced, her eyes locking with Eli's, silently pleading for trust. I'll show you the tunnels, she said, naming the unstable north shaft. As Blackwood's men bound her, she caught Eli's nod. He understood her trap. In the medicine lodge, Eli found a letter in Samuel's journal, written by his father, Captain James Thorne, revealing the gold's true nature. Spanish bars, hidden by conquistadors, guarded by Samuel's family to prevent war. Clara's leading Blackwood to it. Eli realized, his heart pounding. To bury him, Swiftwater's warriors rallied. Holt's men reported a California army massing, and Eli led their force into the tunnels, determined to save his wife. In Blackwood's camp, Clara slipped past her guard, stealing evidence of his bribes and invasion plans. She learned Jacob's son, Nathan Warner had betrayed them, a hostage to his father's shame. She sent a warning to Swiftwater's scout, her resolve hardening. At dawn, Blackwood forced her into the north tunnel, Nathan at gunpoint. The worthy find glory, the greedy only darkness. She quoted, leading them deeper, counting steps to Thomas's hidden explosives. The ambush erupted. Eli's men firing from side tunnels, bullets revealing dynamite mortared into the walls. Clara broke free, diving for cover as Blackwood's men panicked. In the main chamber, she collided with Eli, his arms her sanctuary. Blackwood emerged to win Nathan his shield, but Clara saw Swiftwater's warriors in the shadows. The gold's yours, she told Blackwood. Stalling. Let us go, he sneered. But the charges detonated, water flooding the chamber as Samuel's trap sprang shut. Nathan took a bullet meant for Clara, his sacrifice redeeming his betrayal. Eli dragged them to safety, Swiftwater covering their retreat as Blackwood drowned in his greed. They burst into dawn, Holt and tribal warriors rounding up Blackwood's men. Nathan survived, so Foy could have Dawn Weaver's skill saving him. Clara clung to Eli, the mountain sealing its secrets forever. A year later, their rebuilt ranch stood proud, Clara's hand on her pregnant belly, their child due with the spring. Swiftwater secured Shoshone lands, silver mines brought prosperity, and new settlers arrived to farm, not conquer. The real treasure, Clara said, watching the sunset, was this chance to build something true? Eli's arms tightened around her. Something worth living for, he echoed. Their love as wild and enduring as the land itself. Thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more. See you next time.